Good afternoon, all. In previous lecture, we had discussed with concentration of the urine introduction. Today, we will continue that topic again. Revise that topic, and today, please, dear all students, pay attention here. This is the toughest topic of biology syllabus, and if you understand it properly, it is very easy. Okay, now mechanism of concentration of urine. As you know that this process is also known as counter current mechanism. Counter current mechanism is associated with loop of Henle and vasa recta. In previous class, I had told to you that loop of Henle is U-shaped and vasa recta is also U-shaped. So both are U-shaped. Both are U-shaped but arranged in opposite direction. As you know that actually here the counter current mechanism is based on the whole previous class. Yesterday I had told to you the functions of tubule. Functions of tubule in that PCT, loop of Henle, DCT and collecting duct. But here the concentration of the urine is mostly depends on counter current mechanism and associated only with loop of Henle as well as vasa recta. Birds and mammals produce hypertonic urine by this process. Okay, and I told to you that in the previous class that loop of Henle and vasa recta are arranged together but both are in the opposite direction, and for that I done the board work also. The descending limb of the loop of Henle is associated with the ascending limb of vasa recta, and similarly ascending limb of loop of Henle is associated with or close with descending limb of the vasa recta. Okay, fine. Now you remember this topic Okay, now this is the main important point. At the cortex site, the concentration of the filtrate or urine, whatever you think about, the concentration or the osmolarity, that is 300. But dear students, please listen carefully. 300 milliosmol per liter. In 1 liter of solution, 300 osmolarity is there, and towards the medullary region, 1200 milliosmol per liter concentration is there. So yesterday I had drawn that diagram at the end of the lecture. The diagram, same diagram, I can draw it right now. Now last time I am drawing this diagram, fine. Next onwards there is no need to draw this. Now I can draw the dotted line here. As you know that just above the dotted line, cortex part is there, and just this region is medulla. Okay, as you know that here, according to this point, in the nephron or in the vasa recta both, okay, here this is fixed one. In nephron as well as vasa recta both, this point is very common. So as you know that towards the cortex side, so 300 milliosmol per liter. So here initially I can write 300 here in the tubule, and here at this level 300, and at this level also 300. Fine. And as you know that here towards the medullary side 1200 milliosmol per liter concentration is there. So here 300 to 1200, in between that whatever digit you want to write, no problem at all. 600, but you write at a same level. 800, 900. Estimated I have written here. Fine. Now I can draw the direction of the movement of the filtrate. So here the filtrate move in this direction. Okay. So according to this, in the nephron, you know that initially the filtrate concentration is 300, and when this 300 milliosmol per liter osmolarity consisting filtrate move towards the medullary region through descending limb of loop of Henle, fine. So concentration increases. Then when it moves in the upward direction, concentration decreases, and again concentration increases. Fine. But now I can do the vasa recta later on. I want to revise previous lecture. You know that here there is no role of the PCT, DCT, fine, PCT and DCT in concentration of the urine. Here please remember that concentration of the urine mostly associated with the vasa recta and loop of Henle. Now, fine, I can tell you one important point that See, water. Water is transported through osmosis process, whereas NaCl and urea transported through simple diffusion. So water is transported through the osmosis. I can show the water molecule goes out or in according to this dotted line, but this is applicable for nephron only, okay, not applicable for vasa rectum. Fine. So for nephron, and now here ions are there. Na plus and Cl minus ion by active transport. Okay, sorry to say, I forgot to tell you that NaCl and urea transfer through the simple diffusion. We can note it by this arrow. Fine, simple arrow. But active transport, we can show it by dark arrow. Fine. So this is the continued one. Simple arrow. Okay. Now here, see. Here the white portion. The white portion that is known as medullary fluid. Okay. So that labeling I can write here. Medullary or interstitial fluid. Okay, now here dear all students, please pay attention. I can start the counter current mechanism, but at the end of the whole diagram you are confused behind that which substance go where. Fine. See, one by one we will take this in detail. For nephron U-shaped vasa loop of Henle. Fine. You know that. See, you know that the descending limb of the loop of Henle is permeable for water, not for salts. Fine. So here water move through osmosis process just outside of the descending limb of the loop of Henle. Okay, please see. Now the descending limb of loop of Henle is permeable for water, not for salt. See, the filtrate concentration increases due to water comes out in the medullary fluid. So, before starting the osmosis process in the medullary fluid or interstitial fluid, the concentration is high. And due to water comes out, the concentration of the filtrate increases. Another point, electrolytes for that impermeable layer is there. It is impermeable for electrolytes. So electrolytes cannot move inside the tubule. Okay, so here that membrane is only permeable for water. Fine? Okay. Now we are moving towards the ascending limb of Henle, and you know that ascending limb has two parts, narrow part and broad part. Yesterday you think about the narrow part, from that NaCl and urea salts comes out. Yes, I drawn this with black marker, and I drawn this water arrows with the blue marker with a dotted line. So this indicates osmosis process. And as you know that from the narrow region of the ascending limb of the loop of Henle, NaCl urea comes out, fine, through the simple diffusion. Fine. And from the broad part of the ascending limb, broad part of the ascending limb, Na plus and Cl minus comes out through the active transport. Now here, from the filtrate, NaCl, urea, Na plus and Cl minus goes out, because ascending limb of loop of Henle is permeable for electrolytes but not for water. As a result, filtrate concentration decreases. Okay. Now I can put the vasa rectum just parallel to it. Now you know that vasa rectum, yes, here 300 concentration is there initially at the cortex side, and at the medullary side 100 milliosmol per liter concentration is there. Now you write the same digits here, 600 at the same level, 800 with this level, and 900 with this level, same way. But you know that the vasa recta, yes, the U-shaped vasa recta is parallel to the Henle's loop, but both the parts are opposite to each other or anti-parallel, fine, in opposite directions. So here the blood move in this direction. Okay. Now, before understanding this, for vasa recta, Yesterday, the thing we had discussed with this that for the function of the tubules, the different parts of the tubule has different functions. But I not told to you that the functions of the vasa rectum. So here two limbs are there. For vasa rectum, okay, see, descending limb is permeable for water, not for electrolytes. Ascending limb is permeable for electrolytes, not for water. And yes, we are now moved towards the collecting duct. I know. Yesterday I had told to you that the collecting duct, for that find few points. Collecting duct is also permeable for water and the lowermost portion is permeable for urea. So what we can write here, that dotted line, water, again dotted line, water, but in the lowermost portion I can write with simple diffusion that is urea comes out. But vasa recta is permeable for all the components. There is no any specificity in the vasa recta. So for that you remember this thing. For vasa rectum, descending limb, for that you remember, descending limb Na plus Cl minus urea NaCl come inside. Okay, NaCl, Na plus Cl minus urea all come inside the descending limb of the vasa rectum. Fine. Whereas water goes out. Fine. Water goes out. Now another point, exactly opposite to it. Ascending limb, for that you remember water comes in. Water comes in the ascending limb of vasa rectum, whereas Na plus, yes, you are right. This all the points are opposite here. Na plus, Cl minus, urea, NaCl, outside from the ascending limb or fine come in the interstitial fluid. So now let me continue with it. See, I have to draw only one line through osmosis process. Through osmosis process, the water comes out from the descending limb of the loop of Henle that goes in. Yes, I have to place the arrow here only this much. Fine. Now here we are in ascending limb of the vasa rectum. So water comes in. So from the descending limb of the loop of Henle, water comes out in the interstitial fluid or medullary fluid. Then it comes in the ascending limb of the vasa rectum. Right? Now, what do you think about? Yes, here Na plus, Cl minus, NaCl, urea, NaCl, Na plus, Cl minus, these components goes out, but Na plus, Cl minus, NaCl and urea enter here in the medullary fluid or interstitial fluid, but are not able to enter in the descending limb of the loop of Henle because all these components are impermeable to this. Fine? Okay. Now I can trace the arrow. Cl minus from this region entered in the descending limb, Na plus entered here, NaCl comes here, NaCl comes here, all these components come here. Fine. We are here in the descending limb of the vasa rectum. So Na plus, Cl minus, NaCl, urea all come inside, as well as water goes out. So here I can write the water. So due to water comes out as well as electrolytes goes in, fine, the concentration of the blood increases. So it moves from the cortical region to medullary region, concentration of the blood increases, but simultaneously when the concentration of the blood increases, the filtrate concentration decreases because salt comes out. Similarly here, the concentration of the filtrate increases because water moves out, but water goes in as well as salt comes out. Due to that, the concentration of the blood decreases, but as a result, simultaneously the concentration of the filtrate increases. Remember one confusing thing. The salts move from the ascending limb of the vasa rectum. Enter inside the descending limb of the vasa rectum, as well as the collecting duct water, as well as descending limb of the vasa rectum, as well as descending limb of the loop of Henle. The water goes here, but not entered here, because you know that the ascending limb is impermeable for water. Now, at the end of this tubular secretion here, you know that here selective reabsorption there. Fine, now you understand that each and every function of the parts of the nephron. Okay, just little bit I can revise it. You know that Bowman's capsule, ultrafiltration is there. Function of the Bowman's capsule, ultrafiltration is there. Function of PCT, selective reabsorption is there. And in this way, filtrate and blood moves. Fine. So function of the loop of Henle as well as vasa rectum to make the concentrated urine. The function of the DCT, that is tubular secretion. The components which are not absorbed, not filtered through the Bowman's capsule, and all the components are present inside the blood, but these components are necessary to eliminate outside of the body. So that tubular secretion is there here in the DCT. But now what was here? Urine void is there. As you know that after DCT, urine void is there. So in collecting duct, the urine is collected, okay, and make the urine 1200 milliosmol per liter concentration. And yesterday I told to you that the lowermost portion of the collecting duct is permeable for urea. So if more amount of urea is present in the urine, then it is absorbed. It is absorbed by medullary fluid from the lowermost portion of the collecting tubule and then poured back into ascending lane, because this is permeable for electrolytes. So urea comes out as well as urea goes in, but water is impermeable in this region. Fine. So what I mean to say here, this is the most important MCQ. Here the urine is formed in collecting tubule. It is very easy, dear all students. It is very easy to understand. See, the finalized urine concentration is, yes, 1200 milliosmol per liter, and initial filtrate concentration is 300 milliosmol per liter. Don't consider this concentration. Fine. Here concentration increases and decreases, so become nil. But initial filtrate concentration is 300 and last urine concentration is 1200. That's why the urine is formed in collecting tubule is 4 times more concentrated than initial filtrate formed in PCT. Fine. So in this way the concentrated urine is formed in the nephron. So I hope you understand this, and this is known as counter current mechanism. Okay.